shall write, recite, speak, and teach in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. From the Sid Jacobs ladder to success, I will inspire the uninspired, the oppressed and the depressed, and those trying to swim their best in the stream of life, so help me God. One aim, one goal, one's rendezvous with destiny. Father, Jesus, family, friends, believers, and especially non-believers. Yes, we can do this. Through Christ. Though we're down in the mire, we're not out. Like twin towers, we'll rise from the rubble with spiritual clout. Why mope in muck? It only adds to your troubles. Through Christ, let's catapult! With hearts beating with desire and determination. Procrastination is no friend of ours. To battle, we go in quick time. Like 300 Spartans prepared to die. To save a life, you gotta lay it on the line. Through Christ, we'll crush death. This time, impassioned participants in resurrection have no time for pity reflections. Days of sorrow we must abandon. For love to conquer, hate in tandem. Let's drink from the cup of forgiveness, ship. The blood of Christ, I implore you to sip. Was it not he who suffered our sins? For woeful That's it. determination. If I should fall off this mountain of life, and away my fortune flow down the drain, I shan't worry as much as I shall hurry to pick myself up, to wipe myself off, and ride in life's saddle again. That's what I call determination. President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle, Dr. King and Coretta, the former president of South Africa, Mandela, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Rosa, Malcolm, Jesse, Stevie, Samuel, Ellen, Aaron, Ali, Cosby, Oprah, Michael, Magic, and General Powell had it. There's no reason why I can't have it too. There's no reason why the Spirit can't be in you and you and you.
And me too.
To prevail over life perils and destitutions. Climbing up through the deepest hole after hitting rock bottom. Soaring to new heights. Pursuing pinnacles. Making milestones, unafraid to explore the unknown. Having the inner strength, the courage, the unquenched desire to give one's heart to the possibility of life, thus the probability of love. Yes, my friends, there's magic in doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing till it's done. For life is waiting and love is anxiously anticipating the new you, the lighter shade of blue you. So let's pick ourselves up, let's wipe ourselves off and ride in life's saddle once again.
Paper on, and I said, maybe I'm not. I love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was into it. But I'm very lyrical, and so I always listen to the words. That's what I found out. These girls like this stuff, and so I need to write this stuff. So that's really how I got into writing poetry. And I really started out writing love pieces. And I'm actually going back to writing love pieces now, actually. And I think maybe I would like to say a piece called
704, 708.
I Found That Girl. And my nephew, another nephew of mine does that one. He does it much better.
Give me that. Give me something to eat. Even give me clothes on my back. And love me, Master. Love me, Master. Love me, Master. For I love you, you know. You know. Do. Just can't seem to shake this. Give me Jones. And just like a drug, before one can say habit, I'll have gimme tracks running all up and down my arms to the bottom of my feet. Give me blood running through my veins, this contaminated tributary flow. Polluting my mind, rotting my brain, destroying the very river of my soul. Non-motivating me to death, leaving me with nothing else but a bag full of gifts. Conditioning me to love, hand-me-down love, hand-me-down books, and oh yes, them welfare checks. Master hand-me-down knows about my hand-me-down looks. For though I am hopelessly vexed from this wretched hex, he rests assured of my inferiority complex. Master hand-me-down. Master hand-me-down.
I came as the Spirit encased in flesh. to make mankind unequivocally blessed. Remember me, embrace me. I overcame temptation in the wilderness. I passed, I pressed on in my journey. So don't regress. I arose from the dead and went ahead to prepare a place. So don't fret, rejoice, with faith run this race. Hold on, hold on. I'll never leave you comfortless. For you I laid my life down. Why abandon you now? At my rendezvous with destiny, during my final hours in infamy, with evil perpetrating against me, I didn't cower. I didn't run. I didn't hide. I wouldn't lie. I suffered the lashes, the slings and arrows of ridicule. I was even crucified.
Please join us on CHATTV, WMCN TV for Thursdays every month. If you want to brand or be a guest, please contact Betty at 302-565-9942 or 23psbj@gmail.com. See disclaimer at end of program.
My mother had my brother at 16, me at 17, and I was, for the most part, left at home with Ma, and my mother for a bit, and other mothers, and they went up north, and so I was raised down home with Ma, and so she inspired me. And I like to say, I'm sorry.
Any other women other than?
Being that there was no man in the household for the most part, at least physically there.
Okay.
And so there were many mothers and other mothers. My first wife is deceased, and so she motivated me. I'm divorced also. And then I have a dear partner in crime and in love, Dr. Michelle Santana. I call her Michi. And so she put all this together, and she really pushed me to get this book done. And there are other women, I should say Pastor Betty Laws, I should say too, because she's always pushing me like a drill sergeant. So
I understand that.
But I love her dearly. She's been with me through thick and thin.
So we talked about women who inspire you. What about other writers, other famous men like Dr. Cornel West and Les Brown, who also does motivational speaking, which you also do?
Yes.
So how do they, or how do the things that they have done, how has that enlightened?
Well, I would probably. I draw on Cornel West and Les Brown, and I'm probably somewhere in the middle as a sociologist, but also as a motivational speaker. One thing about sociology, and I should say too that when I first started writing poetry, aside from trying to write my poetry to get girls, but I was stationed. True. Yes, true. But I was stationed in Minot, North Dakota, and it was very depressing up there. And I started writing poetry even more so there, but it was so depressing it would get down to like 110 below zero weather. And we worked in it. I was into law enforcement, canine drug dog handling. And so it was pretty depressing, I guess. And so then I started writing, I was writing poetry. And I think one of my first pieces was called Anxiety, and then after you read the piece, you felt like committing suicide. And so then something said, if somebody reads this, they just might commit suicide, or you might commit suicide, so I want you to write for me. And I took that as being God, Jesus Christ.
And that's a blessing, to be able to take your surroundings and realize where you are, but realizing you don't have to stay there.
Yes.
And that your mindset can change.
Yes, and one thing as a sociologist and even as a psychologist, I would imagine that they're interested in problems, okay? They're very good at stating the problem, probably less at policy implications. Okay. And certainly not so much motivational. And so that's where Les Brown comes in at.
Okay, so now that you have turned your whole genre around from getting girls, you know. Because I don't think Dr. Santana would, you know, want you read poetry to other women.
Okay.
But now that you've turned your genre around and you're looking to inspire others, what would you say to younger writers or even older writers? What would be the best thing to get started? How do you, after you decide what genre you want to do, how do you prevent writer's block?
Just write. Writers write.
Okay. That's it? Just
Yes.
write? Okay, now
Don't worry.
you
Don't.
heard it here first.
Yes. Don't worry about so much about what you're writing.
Okay.
Just write.
Just write.
Just get through it. And if you write and continue to write, you can always cut and paste.
You guys hear it first from the great Dr. Jacobs. Just write. Okay, so now that we've talked about your genre and how you move from one place to another, how have you talked about your military experience? How does that affect or has it affected your writing? In addition to the anxiety poem, did it have a great deal to do with the type of poems that you read for inspiration for other military veterans, or how has that affected?
Yes, I'm thinking, as you're talking to me, I'm thinking about one piece called Where's the Unum, as in E pluribus unum, out of many, one. And I went back and read that, and it's got has a lot of my military experience in there. And so looking back at that as a sociologist, I can really go back and put those sociological theories and terms in there.
So
Different pieces.
You tend to, or it sounds like you use a lot of your sociology skills along with your taste or your gift.
Yes, there's a piece. There's a piece called "Dead on Arrival," and in that piece, I think it has everything in there. It has God in there. It has the sociology. I talk about The Talented Tenth by W.B. Du Bois. Talk about Up from Slavery, Booker T. Washington, The Talented Tenth, just different things. Karl Marx, the proletariats, the capitalists, it has everything in there. The Black experience, has all that.
So when you talk about W.E.B. Du Bois, do you have any other, who is your favorite writer or favorite poet?
Well, my favorite writer would probably be W.B. Du Bois, because he wrote he wrote poetry, number one, and he was a sociologist and one of the greatest minds of the 20th century and maybe even this century, because he talked about the color line, for an example, and we're still dealing with the color line.
Absolutely. What about poet? Your favorite poet? Du Bois.
Probably two. Can I say two?
Absolutely.
Okay, Langston Hughes, and then also Maya Angelou.
Yes, two of my favorites. So great minds do think alike. They really do. So recently, as early as last week, you had an interview with the wonderful Ed Groves and Dr. Vincent from Life and Spirit. How much fun was that for you?
Oh, it was a riot because.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for our final drawing for the Freedom Poems gift basket and raffle winner. We have Brian Wright here from the Phoenix. Help me, I lost it. That quick, Brian, give it to me again.
Take two.
Phoenix Barbecue and Seafood Pit. The Phoenix Barbecue and Seafood Pit. I practiced it 18 times, y'all, and still couldn't do it, but that's all right. We got it right this time. The Phoenix Barbecue and Seafood Pit with Brian Wright. Thank you for coming out tonight, sir. We hope everyone enjoyed your food this evening. The wings were excellent. By the time I got here, everything was gone. That's a good thing. All right, and we have Zafar, my cousin, my wonderful, beautiful, and intelligent cousin here, Zafar, to make our last and final drawing. As he stirs the bowl and stirs the tickets.
444-931.
Let's say it one more time, Zafar, for those listening. Our final raffle drawing, the numbers are
444-931.
444-931. 444-931. If you have that winning ticket, please come and collect your prize in the sunroom. Please come to the sunroom and collect your prize. Again, the ticket number is 444931. Please come to the showroom and collect your prize. I'll take a picture.
Dead on arrival. My brother, what you gonna do with that badass attitude? There's a malaise going round in our cities and towns. All across the nation, folks doing the mental masturbation. Ghetto streets ain't nothing but killing fields. Y'all a murder, brother, just for the thrill. Hate is knee deep. It flows like powdered coke from merchant ships, like tears from Mother Mary's cheeks, like billions stolen through elite corruption, like poor folks getting a whole lot of nothing. But this ain't no time to retreat. My brother, can't you hear a sister weep? A sister's crying for her children's survival, but brother's coming dead on arrival, like a captainless ship that's sinking, letting your penis do the thinking. Standing on the corner, slinging that dope, knock a young girl up, get popped by the man, leaving a daddyless child hopeless in the promised land. A dream deferred once again. Now, my brother, what part of this scenario you don't understand? Brother, may I please hip you to a little streetology? Y'all playing games designed by PlayStation makers and other like-minded shakers and capitalists in arms. Yeah, they're doing collateral harm, the owners of the means of production. But why play soldiers of misfortune? No, we gotta work it. We gotta be legit, so we ain't dog like a bitch. But with lack of education and spirit bad, truly disadvantaged is being had. Yeah, it's a shame and a sham, but the bourgeoisie don't give a damn. Let's not talk about the talented 10. Some of us folks haven't reached back 1 inch. Du Bois must be rolling over in his grave, knowing scant black souls have been saved. To keep class position, that is the status quo, we've turned our backs to faces at the bottom of the well. That's why so many are catching hell and raising it too. They don't have a clue, but we do. We won't give a hand, nor give up the info, doing all we can to stay ahead of the next man or woman, aping the ways of the white man and woman. So up from slavery, your soul you must summon. Only you can pull yourself through. My brother, what you gonna do? Say it can't be done without a chance, so with drugs you do a deadly dance. You talk about white folks and how they stole this land, and how they enslaved the black man. Don't forget, they did it to sisters too. But a sister does and acts like she knows, to keep this Amistad afloat. So on in the struggle she goes. But you out there hustling and selling dope, with no real goals, vision, nor hope. Silly rabbit, tricks are still for kids. Don't you know what time it is? Stop thinking like there's some racist coup. Most white folks struggling too. They're proletariats like me and you. Why you think they act like they do? It's all about the mean green. That's why you think they some of the worst folks you ever done seen. You talking about foreigners, hell, they'll work. You won't take a McDonald's job at minimum wage. You won't be treated like a slave, so you say. Rather stand out there and peddle dope like a jerk and fight your rivals over drug turf. Once busted, other dealers say, he can't be trusted. While incarcerated, you do time for $1 a day. What sense does that make? Upon re-entry in the same lame game all over again. Now you tell me, what's the biggest sin? Who's the biggest ass? How can our people win? To tell the truth, you've been outclassed. Brother, you say we down and we black, but being black ain't acting like that. Y'all killing more brothers than terrorists in Iraq. You say you can't join the army because you might get killed. Yet wilted hopes and dreams populate the killing fields. Out here on these streets, y'all take advantage of the meek. Don't you know they'll inherit the earth? What you need is a spiritual rebirth. Cause of this disease going round the nation, many are falling prey to its erotic sensation. But until you change your attitude, you'll keep getting pimped by a system that's cruel. Hey, my brother, can you feel my sound? Get your head out of the lost and not found. I'm bringing you the truth for your revival. Y'all coming out here, my brother, dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. Dead on arrival.
have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, I'm Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. I want you to spread the word to your family members and friends to listen to LesBrownGreatnessRadio.com. Absolutely. And let me share with you why we're going to be focusing on positive things, because whatever you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. And now more than ever, when the suicide rate has increased over 33%, when the suicide rate of young children between 5 and 11 has doubled, people feeling hopeless and stressed out and powerless. We need programming that can bring out the greatness in them. And that's what we will be focused on. When you listen, it will be an experience that will transform your life. LesBrownGreatnessRadio.com. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
See why listeners from over 150 countries around the world follow the Book of Dad radio show. Join Dr. Robert Benson and Eddie G as they chat with special guests who share their stories and information that will change your life. Watch and listen on lifeandspiritonline.com or subscribe to the Book of Dad radio show on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast. Brought to you by the NASCA Network.